All right. We're live. Okay. And I'm going to minimize this. So welcome. I know it's kind of ugly, but hi, I'm Terrapup, aka Chuck Payne, and I'd like to welcome you to my live stream where I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tech stuff. But before we do that, I'm going to mute my mic. I need some tea so that way I can talk and I'm not choking. So I'm going to be right back. And I know the first rule is you don't leave a broadcast, but it's Super Bowl weekend. I would be surprised if I have one viewer. But be right back. And I'm back. And I want to check one thing real quick. Yep, still can see me. Cool. Okay, so welcome. You guys have seen me stream before, and I figured tonight want to do something a little bit relaxing. Work has been a little bit stressful, and one of the ways I tend to relax is I like to play Minecraft. And one of the things I usually like to do is I will buy a little server or an old Dell, then I'll put some memory in it, install Debian, and I will get LG SM working on it. And that's a Linux game server machine. Yeah. LGSM _. And just real quick to show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you come up here, Linux game servers, it's a really cool service. I mean, believe it or not, I have the Azima board and I've been using it. In fact, it was going to be my PF Sense. If you watch some of my videos, you'll see where I actually have two. And I bought the original 8 gigs and I was like, okay, we're going to use that. And then the Dell that I had a Dell Optiplex 755. It wasn't loud, but I'm trying to cut back. And here, I'll show you guys. I'm replacing things, small things. I'm trying to see if I can do my home labbing, but with small board computers. And small board computers can be from, a Pi to a NUC, an Intel or AMD NUC. Anything that is small and uses less power. So the Zima board had 8 gigs. And I found this real nice tray and I put it on with some Velcro on there to the bottom. And I went and got a 500 gig SSD from Micro Center because they usually will run those on sale. This was their Inland Professional, and really great drives for the price. So I bought one of those, hooked it up, again installed Debian, and it is running Quake 2, Minecraft Bedrock, and by the way, regular Minecraft is Java, and TF2, all on that little Zima computer. Works very well. The power on that thing, it's a 12-volt power supply versus the 236 whatever odd ball power supply that Dell was offering in that 750. Now I can't upgrade the memory. I could, that is the downside of a Zima board. I could replace it with a NUC. In fact, one of the videos that I have on my site, and I actually bought a B-Link, an Intel N100 B-Link that had dual NICs, because I could have bought another Zima board, but I wanted to compare the two. So I bought that. So now I have my 2 gig Zima board that's running pfSense, and I have a B-Link running pfSense. I have 2 firewalls, and so I'm going to be doing some checking on that. And the B-Link can go up to 65 watts versus the what the Zima board can do. But again, I'm eliminating footsteps. And another reason I got that B-Link was I had a Lenovo, which we're using right now to record all this stuff, that a friend of mine gave me. That was the firewall. It's what is it real quick? We can take a look real quick. This was a nice little server. So, okay, 24 gigs of memory. I've added a couple, NVMe's in it, but the 8 cores, i7, better than anything I have in the house. I get a lot of equipment that's donated. Here recently, the B-Links have been probably the first computers I bought myself, besides the small board computers. So it was nice having those, but having these little small board computers is nice. And again, having a dedicated game server. The whole reason I set these up was for my kids. I set the Quake 2 one up for myself, and to be quite honest, I haven't played it. I played more of the Minecraft stuff. So again, let's look over here. Oops. And if you notice, I've done several videos on this. This is from UE2. This is an X1. It's in a nice metal case. And I am running Proxmox on this. This is an 8 gig. I have a 1 terabyte inland NVMe. It's their 3rd gen. I got it when it was on sale, and it saved me a lot of money. And I've been playing Minecraft Java on this for a little bit. Works great. And excuse me, a little bit of blueberry tea. And what's cool was I actually found out that I don't need a server anymore to run a lot of these gaming stuff. So let's take a step back. So Proxmox is a virtual software that allows you to create guests. And in this day and age, a lot of people may know what that is, may not. Proxmox is great when you have a server with some bare metal in it, with a CPU with a lot of cores and a lot of memories that you can, take like a 1 or 2 terabyte setup, and you can build these little home labs that we do home labbing, and you can run multiple OSs without having to go out and buy a server every time you need it. So the X1, I wanted to see if I could have that, because with this, there's a couple possibilities I could do. I could go grab 2 more X1s and build a node cluster, hook it up to some storage, set up the file system that it wants to use where it's distributed, and it would be great. But what I want to do right now is I'd like to have this portable. So if I don't travel for work, but let's say tomorrow they say, hey, you need to go to Fairbanks, Alaska. I could pack this up, pack my laptop up, and I could have the ability to have some game servers that I could, play. Okay. And if I'm with a group of friends who want to play a little first person shooter, we could set something up. But Proxmox allows me to set up some stuff. And if you look at my screen, I have an image running called X1 Mine. And if you notice, it looks like a little cube, where this one called Redgate looks like a little computer. And Proxmox is using libvirtd, and there's a plugin for libvirtd called XLC. XLC stands for Linux Containers. Now, this plugin works great with libvirtd and Qum. You could probably use Zen with it. I'm a big libvirtd fan, and that's kind of why I like Proxmox. And it allows me to set up stuff. Linux containers are actually older than Docker. They started out with Linux containers, and they kind of built on it. In fact, way back in the day, Dockers used to be called .cloud, and they took the LVC and they used Go, and they built on it, and developers like it because it was so much easier than Linux containers. Linux containers are for like gruffy old guys like myself who are sysadmins who kind of know what we're doing, and we're going to go in there and set up stuff. So the LXC driver allows Proxmox to use container-like software. Okay. And for those of you that know Docker, LXC has been around a long time. In fact, Solaris zones, the first time I really started learning about virtualization, I went to a Solaris user group, and they were talking about Solaris zones, and I was like, wow, you can run these small containers, and inside, it's using this thing called a C group, and it's using the kernel and all this, and it's like its own little virt. That's awesome, because a virtual machine, you have to create a hard drive. You kind of give it like, hey, we're going to emulate this kind of software, hardware. So, but the container is using what's available with it. Okay. So, it's really awesome. And other things that LXC is kind of similar to is, if you are into virtualization, it's like Linux Open VZ, that's Victor Zulu. And if you've ever used TrueNAS Core, they have their BSD jails where you can download what they call plugins and run applications. So here we're running Proxmox, and we're going to use the Linux containers. We're going to download stuff. But where do you get this stuff? Well, that's what I wanted to kind of show you guys. So there's a guy, he's called T-Tex Texter, and he has this awesome little GitHub, and I've shown his videos when I was doing the X1 setup. Okay. And if you go to his website, okay, and you do a quick search on turnkey, you can run this command and it will go out there and it'll show you a bunch of containers that you can run. So we're going to hit copy. But before we do that, I want to show you guys something. This is Linux, the turnkey Linux page, and this is where it's pulling all the containers. So if you were to just search games, okay, everything that's game-like, well, it really didn't find anything games. Let's try it again. Ah, here, game server, host your own game server. This is what we're going to be using, okay? You could deploy this, okay, in Amazon EC2, which is, you know, their version of Docker, and they're kind of running it, but we're going to be using the LXC, and it's going to do similar things. So this is, and his site is really great because not only does he have, you know, all these scripts that he has, okay, there's things that he can, that he's offered that are real nice, like post install, kernel cleanup, turning off the nagging that you're not a subscriber. One day I'm going to subscribe. If you want to use a dark theme, you can do that. And then he has other things that you can do, like home assistant, automation, MQTT databases, and just so much more. But turnkey, like I said, it's a great little script. So we're going to hit copy. And I'm going to log in with Mobile Xterm into the box. Okay. And I'm going to log in as root. Normally, you should set up a user for good security practices and all that, where you're using it for, you know, it's just better that way. So, all right, we'll go in, have our secret password. I'm going to hit no because I don't want, in case someone sits down, and I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to hit paste. Okay. Brings up a nice ncurse menu and it says, we're going, oops. This will allow you from creation one of the many turnkey Linux containers, and it's kind of, well, LXC containers. Do you want to proceed? Hit enter, yes. And just to show you guys, this is kind of some of the stuff that it has, okay? All right, all kinds, like if you want your own little private file share that you can share among family for photos, you could do Plex and all that. So yeah, I prefer Nextcloud over OwnCloud, but it's the same thing. Torrent, WireGuard, which is a VMP, WordPress, ZoneMiner, which is for cameras. These are things that you can set up. Okay, so we're going to go back up to game servers. We're going to hit enter, so we get a little asterisk. We're going to hit tab, so we can hit OK. It is now going to go through and it is creating the LVM for us. And if you come over back to our browser and we go over to here, it is now spinning up the LXC. Okay. And here in a second, it's going to start it. So it's up, it's running. Okay. And if we come back over to here, it's going to give us a password to go in and access it. It also did some settings for us automatically. Like it went ahead and turned on DHCP. So let's go back over here. And we're going to right mouse click on this. Well, not really. Don't need to. We're going to go down to resources right now. It's using 2 gigs of memory. It's got a swap of half a gig, and it aligned 2 cores. Now, Docker, you can do the same. If you don't, Docker will use as much resources it can get its hands to. You have to sometimes limit it to, not use everything. Networking is, see, it's using DHCP. There's a gateway. Now I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to click here and I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to tell it to use a static. And I'm going to go ahead and assign it IP, and I'm going to give it a subnet of 255.255.255.0. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the gateway, which is my Banana Pi. And I'm not worried about IPv6. Shouldn't say DHCP. We could set up a static, but I'm not going to worry about it. And just real quick in advance, if you need to change any of this, you can. But we're not going to mess with it. We're going to hit OK. And we're going to reboot here in a second. Now, the other thing I want to do is I'm going to call this X1 rock. And the only reason I'm doing that is so that I know that this is bedrock. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a Cloudflare DNS server. Hold on. Put it in the wrong place. So we'll put softmeta.org and we'll use Cloudflare. It's open and it's free. Okay. Options. Okay, start it, boot up. Okay, fine. So, all right. And I'm going to come back over here now to our mobile X term, and I'm going to go ahead and do SSH root at this password. And this is a throwaway password, okay? So we got it copied. We'll come in now. And it still should be on 120. It's not going to pick up our new IP until we change it. Go ahead, right mouse click, paste. And now we're in the setup. So you have the throwaway password. You're now going to go through and you're going to set it up. So I'm going to give it a password. I'm going to move this just a little bit. Okay. And Turnkey, they offer these things, but if you buy a key from them, an API key, you can use their dynamic DNS. You can get some more features. If not, you're on your own. And you would put the API key here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, put my email address in there. Okay. And it's going to go ahead and install security updates. Now, this is something that's a little bit different than Docker that I'm not still used to. With a virtual host, it's a virtual machine. You have to go in, you have to update it. It's almost like you're using a real machine. Docker, you can pull a new container and it updates stuff, and your files are written to a little area. So your config stuff and everything's over here. This is actually in there, and it's wanting you to update the file system like it's a little virtual machine. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and tell it to reboot. And this is the stuff it's got set up. Okay. And I think it's rebooting. Let's go over here real quick. And I'm going to come in here now just to see if it picked up my new settings. And it helps. Come on. All right. Is it still using the throwaway password? It might be. Let's come back over here. All right. So we're going to open up another session. This session's more or less dead. Oops. User. All right. And I gave it the IP of, should be 164, I think. I hate this when I'm doing these live streams with you. (164). Firewall is not running. But we're not. Hold on, let's come back over here. Come on, Chuck, wake up. Okay. Let's see if it's still using throwaway. And it is. So because of that, I'm going to update the password. So, all right. Now, so we have a machine up and running, but we don't have games on it yet. Okay, and let me, real quick, I'm going to take a sip. I'm just going to see if anybody's commenting. Nope. Not a biggie. Let me check my phone, see if anybody there's left any comments on Facebook. I tried to streamcast to YouTube, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. And for some odd reason, Rumble gave me an issue. Okay. But we're going to come back over here a second. So give me, guys, 1 second. All right. No comments, but it's Super Bowl weekend. And I know people are more interested in the game than watch me set up a server. All right. So now we need to set up the script, okay, to get Minecraft on here. So game server init, and now you can go through and you can select, and there's a ton of games. Now remember, if I had a physical machine and I was setting up Linux game server on it, okay, I would go to their website just to show you guys. It's a little bit more intuitive. So if we came over here and we were going to set up a game server, and here's all the games. Okay. you would come through here and you would select, and let's go down, since we're going to set up a Minecraft Bedrock, you would come to here and you would click on this, and you could use, even though it says CentOS, use Rocky 8 because CentOS 8 is streaming now. Don't recommend it. So Debian 11, Ubuntu, or Rocky, and you would click on there. So normally I would set up a Ubuntu server, or sorry, a Debian server. Bookworm is supported, and you go through and use that. And see, they even say Rocky Linux here. Okay, so coming back over here, you go to dependencies. So we're using Debian, and you would copy these into your server, and then you would do the install, and it runs through and it installs all this. This is a container, so we don't have to worry about the dependencies. It's going to do all this for us. So let's go back over here, and we're going to go down. And lots of little, look at all these games, tons of them. I know a lot of guys who are using Gary's mod to create movies with. Okay, Left 4 Dead. All right, so here's the one we want, and we're going to hit OK. So now it's going to grab the dependencies that I showed you on the other page. It's going through, and let's get this out of the way. Let's put this up here. And it said failed. That's not what we want to see. Okay, so let's try to see if we can figure out what's going on. So app, cache, search, lib, v2, GCC. Okay, so app install. It says it's there. It's already installed. Oh, GCC 1. Okay. Okay. Just to make sure. Okay, let's try this real quick. Let's just see if it will help. All right. And try to game init one more time. It's still failing on. Let's do MC2. MC server install. Now I know this because I've installed it before. And let's see if we have better luck. Okay, it doesn't like us running it as a user. So we're going to go do sudo -su because we want to become the user. And we're going to go into game user and do ls. There's our game folder, and then we'll do the dot Minecraft Bedrock server install. And I probably need a sudo in front of it. And it says I'm not a member of that, so hold on. And it looks like our problem is it's not available for Bullseye 11. Okay. And if we do cat Etsy OS, okay, that's it. New name, it should be picking up the Proxmox. No, it's not. It's picking up its own kernel. Okay. And this is running Bullseye 11. You know what? I wasn't planning for that. Anyway, let me show you guys something. We'll look at the Java version because that one did work. So if we come over here, and you see I have xmine 1 or x1 mine. Excuse me, guys. We'll become game user. And we go into game user. And the only reason I wanted to do a Bedrock version was I wanted to have them separate because I didn't want to have both of them up and running. So if we do ls, there's our server. And if I click here, do detail, up it's running. And it's running on a gig. And it's running. So live streams, they bite you in the butt every time. Live streams. So couldn't do what I wanted to do, but let's go back into here for a second. Let's go ahead and see if I can. It's just the Minecraft. Let's go into game servers. And let's do, or actually it's not in the game server, so let's do init. And let's go hit the page down button, and we're going to go down and look for Quake 2. Okay. And so it's going to install under the user directory the Quake 2 if we are not missing any dependencies like we were for Bedrock. It should be able to run it. I don't have Quake 2 on this system. There we go. That's what I wanted to show you guys. There, it's running it. It's looking for packages. It needs to get those. It's going to install those and everything else it needs. And again, this is if you were using a Linux host, you would have to go do a lot of this stuff by yourself. This this Linux container is really nice in the fact that it's doing all this for you. So if you were wanting to become a super parent, you could fire up Proxmox, grab the turnkey script from from the website, and you can start it. Look at that. Success. So if I do this now, I got to come. You can't run it as the users. Now, the one thing that running it on a physical box versus a container, the user is actually the game that you would run. So like Minecraft Bedrock server, MCB server is a user. So those are really nice. Here, they're just, it's a generic, which I'm fine with that. If I can type right, go back under our game server directory. Now you'll see here's the Minecraft server that we weren't able to set up, and Quake 2. And if you do /Q2 server and do detail or details, it's going to go through and it's going to say, it'll let you know what it's running and if it's up and running. Okay. And it is running. Okay. And if I had, let's see, I'm going to try something. I wanted to just show you how well the X1 handles stuff like that. Proxmox has been working pretty well on it. The limitation right now is not really memory. It's the NVMe, okay? And the whole fact that, 1 terabyte isn't very big. So let's go. Yes, why is it, we want surveys and blah, 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 whenever you want to just log in. And I'm not seeing. Oh, I thought Quake 2 was one of the games you could download. There it is. Wow. Okay, we'll give it a second. And the reason, by the way, guys, I call it the Doghouse. That's Snoopy. Yes, it's a beagle. Yes, it's a girl. And I know everybody's, but Snoopy's a boy's name. Well, I am the living Charlie Brown, and it just made sense to have a beagle named Snoopy. And hopefully this is going to go pretty quick. I'm on Wi-Fi. Well, not Wi-Fi. I'm on Ethernet over power because I'm in a corner of the house where I could use Wi-Fi, but I wanted to be able to use a switch so I can power up these devices. And we'll check while this is doing it one more time. And by the way, StreamYard, a buddy of mine named Matt Farmer, he's the one that showed me StreamYard. And if you do multiple guests, like, hopefully one day I'll get some other people on, we can do like a little live stream. If you have multiples of those, you can show, you can add them to a call and all that. Show, stream. But I'm going to figure out why Debian Debian 11 doesn't work anymore. Okay. I mean, it's really, really annoying that, yeah, that I couldn't install it. Oh well, at least we got something up and running. So I could play Quake 2, or I could play Minecraft Java. And just to show you guys while that's booting up, let's launch Minecraft Java. And I think the music's muted, which I hope it is, because I don't want to get struck down for copyright laws. I accidentally recorded a Justin Timberlake video and I got dinged and I was not too happy, but all right, hit play. And again, this is real nice because with this small little Proxmox server, I could take it, plug it up, technically have a LAN party running on this, and then, and if need be, let's say it's not performing well, I could go over here real quick and give it a little bit more resources and it could run up better. Like if you notice, 2 gigs, half a gig of swap. Over here, I've given it 2 gigs and 4 gigs of memory. And I'm going to do HTOP real quick inside this container. I added this software after the fact because I wanted to kind of see how it was running. And right now, the Java container is starting up, or no, has been running for a while, and it's using 1.32 gigs of memory. Okay. And let's go ahead and get out of full screen. And it's on my network. There it is, X1 Mine. Just to show you guys. It should come in here in a second. If not, I'll click it. I know it'll pick up. Okay. It's trying to connect to all these other ones that are on an old network. Icewell should work, and that's CasaOS. CasaOS has MineOS, another really another Docker container that you can run. I prefer the Linux game server over the MineOS just because it's easy to go add your kids, and I'll show you that here in a minute. So let's click that. Fan just kicked on for the first time. And as you guys can see, I've been playing on this for 3 weeks. So yeah, this is a lot of me building. And 1024, or sorry, 124.4, and this is all survival. This is how I unstress. I prefer Java over Bedrock, but I want to play excuse me, want to play Bedrock because Bedrock has some cool blocks that are not in Java. Like they have a void one. The sun's going down and soon the creature's going to come out. These are cool. I found these and I figured out how to grow them. So, but we're going to get out of here. But look at how well this is playing. And I could put up my my frames per second. But here, if we come over here, I'm connected, right? Fan did kick on. And let me press F5. It's not doing it, but what it would do if you're pressing F5, these, so I have a parent processor, and then these other processors are children processors. And right now it's only using, for a Java app, it's not using much. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys it can do a really good job. Really like that. So let's go back. We're almost there, 88%. I hope I don't kill my PC because we are filming. I love Quake. Oh man, Quake and Quake 2. I did not like Quake 3, but that's because I was expecting another story, and the whole multi-shooter was just not my thing. And we'll go a little bit over. I only wanted to do this for an hour because I need to get up early for work. But for those of you that did come on and watch with me, I appreciate it. Still bugs every time I do a live cast with you guys. One thing goes wrong. And tonight was a major thing. You know what? Let's do this. We're waiting. This is me, and this is what home labbers sound like a dog. This is when we have our home labs. This is what we do. We tinker. We're hackers. So I'm going to come here real quick, and I'm going to highlight this. Oh no, this is 11, so we're going to go here. Maybe it's a back port that we're missing. Let's see if I can fix this myself real quick. It may work, it may not. And it looks like it's got everything. So let's come back over here now. Okay. Okay. Install. We did that. All right. And it's complaining about the one. Well, let's just go back in. So game server, not game server, game user, game server, install. That's better. Much better. I may get my Minecraft after all. Never give up. I'll be honest with you. That's the one thing at work. I love my coworkers, but this is why I know what I know, because I tinker, I hack. All right, so let's do this. And it stopped, and it's probably a good thing it stopped because there's not a lot of memory on this, and I don't want to kill it. So we're going to try Quake here real quick. Quake is ready. We can play Minecraft. We'll do Minecraft after we do Quake. I'm sorry, guys. I got to have some more of my blueberry tea. And I don't have a controller. And I'm gonna have to. Okay. Don't want to get in trouble for copyright. All right, multiplayer. Hey, multiplayer. Yep, select. Or use LAN. Join a match. Let's see if it finds my server. No match available. Local. Why is it not picking it up? Okay. User. Remember, details will show you what's going on. It is running. It is dedicated to all IPs. Okay. But it didn't pick it up. All right, let's go into the Quake config real quick. So up underneath here under server files, and we're looking for the Quake one. Quake 2 server. Okay, that's just telling me where it is. Server property. This looks like it's more from Minecraft. Yeah, that's Minecraft. Okay, let's try one more time to go into Quake, see why it won't pick it up. I'm also going to try to go out of full screen. It will not let me out of full screen. So let's go here. I talked to a buddy of mine at work. He would probably know why I'm not picking it up. So let's quit Quake. Unless, of course, Okay. Well, I'm going to shut down the server. I would do type quake to stop. Q quake to server stop. All right, so let's do Minecraft start. And see, it's running the Linux GSM, but it's in a container. It's supposed to be easy to run. And just to show you guys, we'll hit details. And this is running, should show me the version. This is picking up the Celeron N5150 of the X1. And should be up to date. All right. So now I'm going to launch the launcher again. One of the things Mojang did that, well, it wasn't Mojang. I'm going to say Microsoft did. I love the fact that I could use my email account for my Java account because let's just say I was using another account for the kids and they screwed it up when they were like, oh, you got to use your Microsoft account. All right, so we're going to hit play. This is Bedrock. You guys saw Java. Haven't played Bedrock in almost a year. I got real mad. If you look on my site, there's videos and from 3-4 years ago, and there's a set of videos called The Realm. I did a lot of work, and they upgraded, and then suddenly the new upgrade broke everything. I tried to do a restore because I had a backup of it. Lost a lot of the work. But what ticked me off more about it wasn't the fact that I lost a lot of work. The data corruption was still there. And by data corruption, you're seeing like, here's my little castle I built. And then suddenly I have these huge holes. And it was just like, oh my God, what'd you guys do? And I wasn't the only one having issues with that. And I was hoping there was a way to clean it up. There's nothing. So I lost 3 years of a world. So I got real soured on Bedrock. I used to be a beta tester. I loved Minecraft so much that I even had it on my phone. All right, so we're gonna click, and we need to turn the music off. Hold on, because we're gonna get dinged. All right. See the friends with the one? Linux GSM, because I haven't went and named it, but we'll click that. I bet the fan over here is going to kick up because we're putting a little bit more load on it. Is this thing? It's not hot at all. That's good. I got the metal case because I wanted the aluminum to kind of dissipate the heat. Now I'm going to click over here. And we're going to click here. Oh, I actually want to click over here. And we're only using half a gig, no swap. But the 2 cores might not be enough. So let's go back over to here. And there we are. And the fan just kicked on. So I am now, and here, let me show you guys something. If I come over here, and if I do MCB server, hit enter, it's going to give me all the options. But I want to do console. Yes. And there it's showing you the server as it's running. Okay. Right now, I can connect to it because I got a valid ID, and I could go in there and I could tell it, hey, I don't want outsiders to play this this game, and I'm going to lock it down to these users, and I'm going to make myself and another parent admin, so we can make sure that no one's coming in and messing with stuff. So it's a real good service. In fact, I built a server for a friend of mine, and like I said, this is real nice. So let's see how it performs. Now, most of the work is going to be on my PC, and this is an Intel 5 with a 4 gigs graphic card, and the rendering's pretty good. Go to video. Let's see, how many blocks? Yeah, I'm going to crank it down just a little bit because I don't want to kill it. All right. There. That's a little bit better. Should have my son come on because he could tell me how to show the frames per second. But here we go, guys. Like I said, Linux container running Bedrock Minecraft. I guess running the scripts from the page, or something else got installed that it fixed it, but it's working. And I didn't have to go out and buy another server. I'm running it on the little X1. So now, if I can get Quake to recognize the LAN, it might be a firewall issue. And I don't think it's on me or the container, but anyway. But that's going to be it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Linux containers, they're like Docker containers. And just to show you guys, if you come up to your X1, or sorry, not your X1, your Proxmox server, okay, and you hit create a container, and you'll put your passwords here. I'm gonna I'm not going to create one, but I just want to show you some. I ran one of the scripts from the Proxmox Helper-Scripts to pull templates. Okay. And this is why I said storage is not premium, okay? But that's the templates I downloaded, okay? If I come over here and I go on the local storage, okay, and I go to templates and I click here because I ran the script, I could download any of these, okay, and I could run multiple, as you guys can see. And Turnkey's got a lot of cool stuff, so I'm probably, when I can afford it, will you know, reach out to them and buy an API key. All right, well, that's going to be it. I'm going to try to do more live cast. I know I'm competing against the Super Bowl tonight, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, okay? And we'll see you guys. Look, I got some people. And VJ, so VJ, yeah, the Linux container, it's using the Linux game server management, and it pulls it in so that you can run the server. So yeah, it's nice. And Steve Sun, I think you've been on here before. So let's do this. So yeah, it pulls a lot of code in. So like for the Linux game servers, and again, guys, with the LXC game servers, you can run. I'm going to quit because I'm probably getting killed by zombies. Again, if you want to run other games, okay, you can go through here and select a game. Now, a lot of these, I'm going to give you fair warning. You're probably going to need to own the game on Steam so that you can tie into it. You just can't go download this and you're going to be up and running it. Okay, like for me, the Quake one, there was a demo version and you got like one death map. But if I wanted to run other death maps, I had to install them, okay, run them. And you have to have a licensed version of Quake 2 to play on the servers, okay? So this, well, you guys aren't seeing my screen, so hold on. So click back over here where I was talking about. So yeah, there's multiple servers. And like I said, the container. Now, one thing that they have done is you can go to DigitalOcean, which is like Linode, and you can run it from there. Akamai is Linode, DigitalOcean, or you can run it as a Docker container. Remember, LXCs are the father to Docker containers. The Docker container is more like a virtual server, okay? And you can set up what you want to run inside the actual. And they're using Counter-Strike, okay, as as an example. But you could use this to run a Docker container for your game servers. I'm doing LXCs because Proxmox has that plugin for libvirtd so that I can run a Linux container and run the game server. So it's a nice little, it's kind of a win-win, okay? So, anyway, that's going to be it. Appreciate everybody watch this. Actually was not as bad as some of my past views. So, but we'll try to do more. I'm trying to talk to other YouTubers. I was talking to a gentleman last week. We share very similar passion for small board computers. So I'm hoping I can get on with him and talk. He does more retro emulations, and I do virtualization. They're similar because you are virtualizing and emulating, um, where you're emulating hardware with retro machines. I'm emulating a server running a different OS. So, but no, I just wanted to get this up and running. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed, and more videos like this to come. I'm actually trying to get this little guy up and running. This is a new board from UE2. This is the R1. It is a rock chip processor. Nice little development board. NVMe storage of 2244. I'm trying to get sound on mine working. I think it's my KVM. I'm going to set up a monitor, and see if I can get it to work that way. Or I might plug into the audio jack. But right now, I can't get sound out of this. The other thing I'd like to see is if I can figure out how to write my own version of Linux on this. The reason being is one thing that a lot of board developers, when they do this, and it's frustrating for people like me because we go in there being a Linux admin and we hit the file system and it's Android bait. They're using Android labels. It's a pain in the butt. You should just use partitions, but when you're building stuff and you're so used to building Android, they use that and they don't realize Android only allows you to have 4 labels, and sometimes the sizes you can't adjust it. So hopefully I can figure out how to adjust the DTBs, and it's a rock chip. So maybe if I find something similar to it, I can get it up and running. It's going to be a challenge because I'm not a programmer. But buddy mine, Nico D, he has a great video out there on how to compile Armbian. Maybe I can get lucky. Probably not. We'll see. But if I can, that would be a major win. I mean, hey, look at this, guys. So just to show you, this is the Radix 5B, and it's running libvirt for ARM. And I put it into this case because I wanted something a little bit better than the metal case. And that is my Orange Pi 5 Plus 32 gig model, this one here. And this is the Orange Pi 2W. And right now I'm not running any virtualization on it. This isn't power enough, but I've been able to play some good videos on this. Actually, go check it out. My Check MK video was recorded on that, so it was pretty good. Need to put some filters on it. And as you guys can see, there's my Banana Pi R2 that I am using Open WRT. I need to figure out how to get the snapshot off, and I need to figure out how to set this up like as a NAS. Banana Pi, their router boards are really interesting. I still need to get me a G4, G5 card so I can test that out, but I want to test it out in my R3. But anyway, guys, please check out my site. Please give me a like. Give me a subscribe to my channel. I'm not big enough to Warner support yet, but subscribing, liking, that's a big start, because hopefully I can get there and you guys can continue watching. And leave me comments. Like I said, if you guys think these videos are beneficial, cool. If there's stuff you want to see me try, go for it. I mean, here, let me show you guys something real quick. There's all kinds of stuff I want to play with. Like, this is a mango pie. It's not a RISC baseboard. It's an actual, regular, small board computer. And I'm actually wanting to put some apps on this. This all-winter chip, that's the same chip that's in that little orange pie over there. In the past, if someone offered me a board with all-winter in it, I would have said no. But the all-winter, it's a nice little chip. In fact, I'm waiting on the Banana Pi M40 to try that out. I have an M4 Berry over here, very similar chips, and that's going to be kind of cool. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. This is TerraPup. Until next time, peace.